Hey guys, welcome back to another Chief Pet video. This week we're going to mount the carburetors and we're going to make some side panels. So welcome back. So this week I've done two things. I finished my engine, ready to mount it in the frame. To finish the engine I needed to do a few things. First of all, I have these union bolts, which you can see here. And these union bolts are normally kind of chrome, but they are typically always worn. Obviously these engines come from 1982 or something, so yeah, those are in bad shape. So I had to kind of polish them again and try to make the best out of it, because you can't buy all the union bolts new anymore. Only the large one you can still buy them. But then if I only going to replace two of those, then the rest will really look extra horrible. So I just thought, let's clean them all. So that's the first thing I needed to do.
First I looked for the best oil lines I had and polished them to have a look at how bad the shape was. I chose the best one to continue. The steel brush on my Dremel tool really works great to get rid of the rust. I wanted to make sure the oil lines were completely free of any rust spot. Again you see the magic polish stuff Star Clean. I am pretty happy with the result. Then it was time for the oil union bolts. I know I have the worst union bolts left because I used the best ones earlier on my first project bike. I sorted them and again worked with the best ones, for what it's worth. One of them is even a black one instead of chrome. I can't order them anymore. All stock is obsolete. You can get the big ones, but then they would really stand out to the other ones, which I can't replace. I just had to start with this rather unsatisfying and time-consuming job. You can see how bad the condition was. I completely wore my steel brush out and had to continue with various others, which didn't all work. Then it was time to use the polish brush. I was okay with the result and could start installing the oil lines. Of course, with new seal rings everywhere. As you can see, the bolts look okay. These bolts only need a tightening at 20 Newton meters. I also polished up this chrome chain cover guard. I cleaned up and conditioned the rubber oil line holders with some silicone spray. Then it was time to install the carburetors. For some reason, I only received one gasket. Luckily, I always have some do-it-yourself gasket in my garage, so I could make a copy easily. There are two ways to install the carburetor. I am used to just click it in with the carburetor joint already installed on the engine, so I first tried this. Sometimes some grease helps to easily slip it in. I couldn't use a lot of force with the engine dismounted, so I used the second option. The way that is basically the normal way, with the joints connected to the carburetor already. For this reason, you can't use Allen bolts unfortunately. You have to use hex bolts because you need to tighten them from the side with your hex wrench. There, that's done.
So now I've done that, my engine is finished. Basically my work in my garage is finished. The rest of the things need to be done on the bike itself, and that's why I went to the workshop again to work on some side panels. Let's have a look at that video.
At the workshop, Razorman did a lot of small things which were pretty important. He made the turn signal carriers for my, yes, rear light, braking light and turn signal in one. I won't be installing a separate rear light because these Kellerman signals are 3 in 1. I thought these signal lights, costing 19 euros or $105, were pretty expensive. Then, guess what? I received only one piece each. So these are the prices per unit. Well, I guess I have to get over it, and they have to be worth it and make the bike a little more extra special. This is the bottom of the seat pan. You can insert these hooks to the pins. The back clicks in the seat holder. I also received my LSL risers. We had to discuss where we would install these. This was a job Razorman could do without me, so I explained my ideas. You also see my gauge meter here. I can't decide how to place this yet, because this depends on my handlebars, which were too short, so I have to order new ones. What we could do was the battery holder and afterwards the side panels. I wanted a really basic system, with the rubber band strip you probably know from motorbikes and holds your onboard tools. We made this holder minimalistic. One plate which holds the battery in place, with a hook for the rubber band and a small hook to strap the other end. I don't have the rubber band yet, but I think I can find it in my private junkyard. Then we discussed the side panels. I wanted closed panels instead of perforated ones which I used in my previous project. They had to follow the lines of the bike, and I wanted to do something with slightly curved ends of the blade just like the seat pan. We used cardboard again as a mold. We had to make sure we kept a small space for the upholsterer. I couldn't decide how far the side panel had to go over the frame. Better too far first and make it smaller than the other way around. I like the idea of a pretty big side panel. It would be painted in color also. This machine is for the curved edges. It was nice to see the subframe, so this was important. The connection to the seat was hard. Was the seat pan too much over the frame, or should the side panel be shorter? The side panel on the top side was okay like this, but the front was covering the frame too much. With some black tape, we made a new cutting line and removed some unnecessary parts on the frame. That's better. Now the top part. We need to adjust something on the side pan because this wouldn't work out for the upholsterer. But now the two parts weren't connecting anymore. The side panel was too much off. We had to make a new one. I was feeling bad, so for the new side panel I decided to help out a bit and grabbed on to the cutting torch. And band sander. I also had a really clear idea of the connection points for the panels. Basically, it's the way they are connected OEM, with a few pins on the frame and rubbers on the panels. So we made the pins first. Here you see them in the frame. This is how it works. Here you see it connected, but it also needs to be clicked in somewhere. Therefore we need another type of pin, one that clicks in and stays in place. Normally you find these on your side panel made out of plastic, but we don't do plastics over here. My time was up for this day, so I ended up with explaining my ideas of the risers. We will fill the holes on the base plate for the bolts so you can't see them anymore. Then 2 new holes and a spacer will make sure the risers will be at the right height.
So as you can see, the bike is getting there, almost finished to come back to my own garage. I'm really looking forward to that. To be honest, I don't really know what I can do now still in the workshop at Reselman, because the things that he needs to do, he doesn't really need my help for that. I do need to switch my handlebars. Those handlebars were too small. I haven't shown you on the video. I forgot to film that, to be honest. I needed a little bit, a little wider bar. So I'm gonna send that bar back, gonna order a new one. And when I've got that bike here in my garage and I finally can see what kind of headlight I want and what kind of footrests I want, because those are pretty critical. If I have thought about that, then I'm gonna do a Photoshop on how I think the exhaust should be made. Because that's also something really important. And maybe I can already play a little bit with some coloring, what kind of colors I want the bike. Now, what's left is, I don't know what I'm gonna do the coming week. Maybe I'm still gonna do one visit to the workshop to make sure that everything gets finished. Maybe I'm gonna clean up my garage a little bit to make it ready for the bike. I don't really have an idea what kind of footage I can make. So, and after that, then there are holidays, and I'm really looking forward to maybe kind of have a week or two off without any editing, without any videos. I do gonna try to make one more video before the holidays, even to make a kind of a wrap up for this year. And but so I'll definitely load up something. I don't know what it will be, but you'll see. So thank you for watching for this video. Please, if you haven't done that, subscribe. Oh yes, by the way, I've got one more thing. Thank you for 100 subscribers. I've got 400 subscribers, yay! Thank you so much for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, still you can subscribe, obviously. Put on that notification bell on so you know that when I upload a video that you get a notification. Leave a comment in the section below if you have any questions or whatever, or if you like this video or dislike this video, just leave your comments there. And always don't forget to give me that thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.